Hi, Virgo. I'm Lisa High Priestess, and this can resonate in your past, present, or future conversations that you're having synchronicity. This is a brand new channel with my old name. Okay, so I never deleted you off. I never blocked you. So crazy how some people be like, I thought you blocked me. I'm like, no, I just got rid of my old channel and I started my new one. Okay, so press like, subscribe, notification bell. With the notification bell, you can get my lives. If not, you'll have to wait 12 hours. Okay, I should be doing Gemini, but I'll do Gemini tomorrow. I think I only want to do Virgo and Libra today. I'm just going to do you two. And the reason why I'm doing Virgo and Libra, because I, I'm very appreciative of someone in my life that carries those kind of placements. And I just would like to say, thank you, from the bottom of my heart, for always inspiring me, being true to your nature, because and this is for a very specific person. It's not someone that I personally know. It's someone in the spiritual realm. And this person is a great influence, like a great influence in my life, someone I look up to, or someone I definitely don't look down at, someone that I feel like, um I really appreciate the work that they put out. I really appreciate everything that they do, because um some people are inspired by other people, and some people are just there to, like, watch your downfall or take from you. And sometimes they don't even be like that, but in the world that we're living at, like, it's so hard to find good people. There's so many selfish people out here. Have you ever had a selfish friend, but they were never selfish with you? And you can never see them being a selfish person because they're like awesome with you. And you're like, I don't know what you did to them, but they're cool with me. I'm cool with them. Like they're like, I don't know, what'd you do? You know what I'm saying? Like, um I should be resting, to be honest with you. I was like, sorry, I keep having like panic attacks. I've been having panic attacks the last 2 days because I like to breathe through my nose. And having to breathe through my mouth gives me anxiety. So I've been breaking down in anxiety attacks because I can't breathe. Okay, the World card and the Ten of Swords and the Five of Cups. So this is what I mean. Like, I was thinking today, like, well, yesterday and today, while I was thinking, I was having self-reflection and self-thoughts, and I was telling myself, because it kind of goes with this. I see why Jesus didn't care about, like, I get it with Jesus, why he was willing to give up his life for somebody that was like, already like lost. Okay. After, like, you've done so much for people and how ungrateful they can be. Okay. They will throw swords and rocks, and you know better. You know, these people are just lost. They're because, if you have ever watched the movie, the Mel Gibson version of it, these people, the devil's around the crowd, and and he's whispering to all these different, because, like, I want to say a bunch of stuff all at once. Okay. Because I'm going to say him. Um, when let's give me a second because I've been having panic attacks because I can't breathe. Just give me a second. I feel like when you lack faith, that it's easy for anybody to put something in your ear and like go along with the hazing. Okay. And when you are a person of strong faith, which is few amongst us, even people in congregation, religion, institutions, covenants, even the occult, there is people who lack faith. They're only followers, they're only doing it to look cool, they have alternative motives than the pure intention of having faith. That's why amongst all these people that were hazing Jesus or whatever, there was the few that didn't participate, the few that only stood afar, that like they knew they couldn't do anything, they couldn't do anything. But Jesus was like, don't do that. I will take this for you, since you can't stand up for me. You can't do anything. These people have children, these people have different missions. The whole point was that he was taking all the hate and all the hazing for a bigger purpose. Though after his death will be released amongst many, amongst the masses. And I had my little brother talking to me the other day, and we were talking about this. And he was telling me, like, if you're a person of religion and institutions, something like that, it's not okay for you to lose your faith and go into something else, because then that will be called temptation, because you were already raised on the book or whatever. Um, but it's like this new wave that's going on. We're kind of, well, I don't know. I'm kind of remixing it, but not to start a covenant or institution or nothing like that. It's just my personal experience with the glory of God within me. And I like to call him God. Other people will call him something different. People will call him Ra. Other people will call them, whatever God is God, whatever they want. I don't know. None of my business. Just speaking for myself, because I'm a firm believer in God, but just not institution and religion, just because I have studied a little bit more. But my little brother was saying, when you're a person of faith and you feel like you're being spiritually attacked, it is very good for you to do fasting. And then I said to myself, I told him, but wasn't it when he was fasting, he was actually under the most temptation? He was actually with the devil the whole time he was fasting. So he's really fighting demons. So wouldn't you really be conjuring up demons because you won't eat? Also, it just comes, um, and the act of eating. Was it the apple? The act of eating, fasting. Because in these cards right here, I feel like we have Jesus walking through the misery, see people outside looking like, oh my gosh, he's going to die, and all of this. So excuse me. Someone refused to eat out of the fruit, because I feel like like Jesus was being tempted by the devil to eat the fruit. There was something in the food that they knew that was killing their spirit. It would have got them lost. It would have made their their vision or their gift go away, or the sin will enter Jesus. I don't know the whole story about it. The whole story about it. Now, I don't want nobody getting out here like, I'm going to burn Lisi up for making, like, I'm just, this is a conspiracy theory. This is what outside looking in looks to me. Don't go on over there going to church and being like, Lisi said no. Okay, if you're in church, you ain't got no business being watching tarot. You know what you need to be doing is uplifting others to go your way in the name of God and in the name of love. Not here trying to stop me or accuse me of something. I'm just talking about theories, because whether someone likes it or not, I I live in a country where I can choose my religion and my beliefs and my spirituality. I also respect other people's out views. I don't go into church trying to preach people the way I see things. I haven't been doing talk to me's, my love. I have not. I'm going through some personal things, and I don't want to talk too much. And I'm sick. I decided to do Virgo because I'm giving I'm really appreciative of certain Virgos in my life. I don't know them personally, know these people. All I know is that they've helped me a lot through the journey of my life. And I feel like they understand what I'm talking about right here. Having to have strength when people are hazing and hating on you, when you're not choosing with the four swords not to participate on the hazing, but they're choosing to participate on the hazing of Virgo. Going back on the story of Jesus. So if Jesus already knew he was about to die, what was the point of eating the poison? And then before his death, he would have poisoned the world to see him in a different light. When we were born to die, so if Jesus already knew that recipe that we were born to die, why would he be scared of death? Why would he even be scared of the devil if he knows he's the son of God? But um he was put there to see what it was to be a human, what it was to live a day in hell or to live your life in hell. How a pure angel could survive in hell. And a pure angel that survives in hell, okay, you're going to you're going to be feeling a lot of hazing, and even an angel could be tempted to do the same things that happen, go along with the same like wavelength that hell has with the demons, because that's the thing that Jesus realized, that once you're human, you're prone to mistakes, even if you have an angelic spirit inside of you. You feel me? Because even in a certain area, Jesus came out with the whip and started beating everybody up when he found out that people were using they were selling their spirituality and not accepting donations. There wasn't donations. It was strictly business in the church. There was no words being taught. People were selling just whatever they felt like was bracelets. I don't know what they were selling. All I know, it seemed like a flea market in the movie that he went in, and he whooped everybody's ass. And then Jesus was like, oh my gosh, I have fallen into sin. Okay, I'm not going to eat because maybe it's in the food. Why is it that they talk about fasting? Why is it veganism and all those and why was it an apple that was presented as a form of sin? Do you know they say that if you look at the sun rays every single a day, you have to start by 1 second and then progress, through every single a day from, when the sun sets and the sun rises, your body automatically starts to do photosynthesis like a plant, to where eventually you won't. It's weird to me. um you can start like morphing into a plant. Your 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 body is like a plant. It really is. If you really think about it, we need water, we need sun. The lack of sun, the lack of vitamin D can give you depression. Literally, they say the city of Seattle is one of the most highest in the suicidal rates because of the lack of sun. You know who else is high on a suicidal rates? Dentist. What's up with the letter D? Depression, vitamin D, dentist, vitamin dick. I just played, I played. I just thought I'd throw a funny in there, okay? It's something serious. Excuse me. But like I was telling my brother, I go, what do you mean that you stop? He's like, yeah, you fasting. I go, but wasn't he more challenged while he was fasting with the devil? Okay. Also, by the time you get into veganism and you get to cleaning your body right, you should be, you should be already ready for the enlightenment that comes with it. Because most people think that enlightenment is like, oh, I wish the angelic state. Listen, Jesus reached enlightenment in a physical form, and he was he even fell into temptation by whooping everybody's asses. And he was trying to redeem himself from because he was an enlightened being. And would you figure that he was being punished for acting out that way, or he decided to take a certain punishment? He decided to punish himself by doing that. And by the time he got into town, they were beating him and all that. But by then he was already tired, and he was like, I don't even want to be here no more, because nobody was in the train of thought of Jesus. Imagine Jesus giving everybody food, and him knowing that his best friend's about to betray him. Imagine knowing that you're so enlightened that you know someone's about to betray you. So enlightened that you could see past their BS. And it's just not just through that one betrayal, it went out to a whole group of hazing him, and he knew that was going to happen. So he also knew that he had already lashed out before, and if in this time he were to do that, he would only become to look like a monster. So he just decided to take those hits, right? I constantly talk about this story because I really feel like if you're a high priestess, a high priest, anyone in divination, even a pastor, a preacher's child, stuff like that, you're going to endure the hazing. Even when you haven't done anything but good to other people, because I wish people will understand we are in hell. It does not matter if you're an angel in this realm of hell. God made this hell for a reason, because it's a place that He tests all His angels if they're worthy of being in heaven. I wish people will stop saying you're going to go to hell. We are in hell. Wake the fuck up. Because in hell, only these heinous, hideous, sinister shit can happen. That shit ain't happening up in heaven. But to test everyone's loyalty, you must come down, even His own son. Many times, angels have came into this realm to save people from things, because they're forever watching this realm. It's a test. It's a test to enter a different gate, a different realm, if you're worthy of it. Why can cats and dogs see different than us? Why do horses feel different than us? And then I was thinking today, Virgo, do you think that people, like real people that live in a demonic form, in a human form, and they're sentenced back to in reincarnation here, are reincarnated as animals where they can't speak or talk? They come into the lowest vibration of a human. They can come as the like starting your life over in the smallest particle of this realm, an organism, a leech. The form of a spirit that you had as in a human form, a leech, a tiger, a bear. Why is it they can't speak to us? Are they real spirit? Are those our ancestors who can't speak to us because they're very primal, because they chose to live their life very primal? I think about it a lot. Now, Virgo, it has been a Virgo Libra that has always made me think deep into things, very, very deep into things. I really, fuck with this person. A couple of Virgos, to be honest with you, a couple of Virgos that I hardly see, a couple of Virgos, they have nothing, never been in a relationship with them. If I have some kind of bond with them, is something spiritual and of divination. And and I just feel like as people who come as angels in this world, we can't expect the world to be kind to us if they weren't even kind to a great prophet like that. But he had no, did everybody anybody ever think that Jesus was just sick of our shit? He knew he knew that after his death, he knew where he was going, so he didn't care what people did. He just went. He was like, could you imagine being that person? Like, yo, so y'all is really fucking lost to do that to someone that has done nothing but repaid you with grace. Yeah, maybe he lashed out, y'all was dead ass wrong for what you were doing. Wasn't supposed to do that. People constantly use religion to cast fear more than faith. But see, that's where he messed up. He casted fear upon everybody there instead of talking to them and teaching them faith. So he fell into sin. He had to pay for that. He decided not to eat. And when he decided not to eat, his body was vulnerable for a demonic attack. Okay, but he carried faith, so it couldn't enter him because it would have entered him through the food. And there is a lot of people in the occult that use food to manipulate a person so they can eat a demon through food. Because listen, why did it's like external, intern, you internal. Okay, so I'm just wondering, did humans even eat before they ate the apple? And that's the sin? Because foreign things can enter your body and therefore manipulate your chemical imbalance when we can get the energy simply by looking at the sunset and the sunrise for a certain amount of time before that apple was eaten, and it changed everything. Like, I have different scenarios about this, but does it not all make sense? Does it not all make sense? Like, there was no explanation on that. Why did it have to be an apple? Maybe we weren't meant to speak. They say what you put through your mouth, like, that's what your body chemically becomes. You are what you eat. And I'm just saying, because I eat donuts, right? I ate a mini evil donut today. But I know, like, it's no good for me, but it's like tempting not to. It's like that apple. And so far I gave up soda already again. And let me tell you, when I try to stop to drink Coca-Cola, yo, like, I was going through Facebook, or was it Facebook? It was IG. I don't know if it was IG or Facebook, and there was a Coca-Cola commercial of a female, like, she spray painted Coca-Cola on her body. She was pretty much butt naked, and she was twerking, and it said Coca-Cola, and I was like, damn. And no shade to Coca-Cola. I was like, Coca-Cola's getting desperate now. Coca-Cola's out here, like, stripping, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, wow, like, temptation really hit me hard. She even come to me butt naked, and it was just a bottle of Coca-Cola. But they say, soda's not good, that sugar's not good for you. And I was like, making sense of this. This is like maybe a month ago, where I was just like thinking about it. You know, it's easy to manipulate a lot of people through the things that we eat. Like, in the worldwide masses, the things that we put into our body really define who we really are. Your faith, and although I fall fault into some of these sins, okay, because I do. I just told you I ate an evil donut. I feel horrible now. I want to throw it up. But I'm not no Jesus. When you're in your path of enlightenment and you understand certain foods do certain things to you, you put yourself in harm's way by eating certain things, because people use food to manipulate people, and that's just facts. No shade to McDonald's, but why do we reward kids with McDonald's? And I'm telling you, I ate McDonald's the other day. But every time I eat certain foods, they make me feel sick. They made me feel sick. There was a point in my life these foods actually made me feel good, and now when I eat them, I feel like it's because I know better. And when you're enlightened and you know better, you should do better. But we were all born to die, right? So if Jesus was already sick of our shit, including the fact that we were just hazing him, throwing, and I'm not saying me, because I probably would have gone up there and would have beat the crap out of whoever. I would have been gladly to die. Everybody says because people are scared of death, like terrified. But when you are enlightened, you're not scared of it. You don't even think twice about it. So he's on his way over there, and he's like, you know what? I don't care. Save his life over my. I ain't coming back. Give him my life. Whatever. Let me do a couple good favors before I take off to heaven. Okay, because he already knows the process. This is an angel in a human body. So he is to endure the pain that humans, almost like a test, like an angel was put out here to test what it is to survive hell. Because after death, there's no more physical pain. It's just an existing infinity of a spirit. So I don't really know where I'm going with this because this is something that's been on my mind lately. I've been thinking about that because I've been thinking about my own life. We A lot of people would, when you reach a certain level of success as far as life, winning in life. Okay, I'm not talking about winning the lottery. I'm not talking about winning marriage or a partner, nothing like that. I'm talking about winning as far as spirituality. Because it takes a level of maturity, it takes a level of karma. Okay, because if Jesus was such a great person and he fell into temptation, and it may not have been. And what's so crazy that a lot of people feel like they could pass judgment on other people, not understanding that some of the greatest prophets in this world weren't even perfect people. They have had ugly past. How we turn a prostitute to Jesus's main girl. Are we going to question why he did that when he's enlightened and there's a reason why he's hanging out with a prostitute? Is a prostitute's more grateful for what he brings to the table than these people who are holy saints, saying are going to save your soul, but they want to judge you as they take you there when they should be uplifting you with love. Also, there is great consequences is using your divinity for alternative motives. I always say accept donations so you can see the gratitude in people, but all to their own. We all sin differently. Okay, I battle the evil donut. Some people battle the evil Doritos. They have 2 feet and 2 arms and they appear out of nowhere in the middle of the night. Okay, the Dorito monster, and it's killing us. You know why it's a sin? Because it's no good for your soul, physically, mentally, and spiritually. But it's just the taste of it. That's temptation. The taste. The taste. I'm just saying I understand it because I am human. I'm in a human form. I yet have not ascended to be a spirit. But I think about this a lot. I think a lot on a lot of things. I love that my little brother is like a full blown Christian, and that we can actually sit down and have conversations with each other. He teaches me so many things because the way he teaches it, he doesn't teach it like like judging me. He teaches me to educate me, and it's amazing. But like I educate him too because I kind of challenge him on stuff, and he'd be like thinking about it, and I'll be like, listen to me. Sometimes I feel like, you ever see that meme where there's that guy that has all these strings everywhere. He's like, listen to me, what if and I have, and he'd be like, whoa, this is far-fetched, but like That's crazy that you make it make sense like that, but I'm just like, make it make sense. Nothing makes sense to me anymore. People forget that part, and so when Jesus had already became a full-blown spirit and he could no longer be hurt, and he was able to be there for his people, his tribe, and then continue through them, live his testimony, live his mission. I feel like that is what like his purpose was, to teach us that if we have good karma in this world, if we repent for our sins, sometimes when we understand that we must know better, do better, know better, whatever, you will accept, you can ascend to be an angel and then still be able to come back to this earth to help your tribe, your generation, your people, your genealogy, your DNA helix. You can choose, you know, uh, uh, whoever from your tribe that is going to have children's children, which one of them you can help on their journey, because it's like a generational curse or a generational blessing. But as long as you're in this world, you're going to come across temptation. You're going to sin. I have not met someone that ain't a sin. We're born into sin. It just flat out tells you that. I don't know who in the fuck out here so fucking perfect. Tell me who someone perfect is, and I will tell you what a liar looks like. Because even I fall into temptation. And I'm telling you, I could be one of those people that, like, I stick by my word, but there's times I have fallen. Many times, plenty of times. There was a time that I don't know if I was even considered to have a position of an angel. You cannot develop good karma by not getting life experiences. Did that ever occur to anyone that Jesus was just getting his good karma game up? He was re-upping on good karma? Somebody's got to be the good guy around this motherfucker. And the world full of sinners claiming they're saints. If the very first two people that appeared in this motherfucking world were ungrateful and sinners as fuck, excuse my language, because if they could fuck each other, excuse my language again, what makes people think that anybody else walking this motherfucking earth and these end of times is perfect? While we sit here and pass judgment on other people, while we throw rocks at glass houses. Now, I'm not giving anybody a lecture. I just want you to understand and feel where I'm coming from. If through a man, through his rib came out a woman, would that not be of artificial insemination? And wouldn't that be his daughter since it was born out of him? And in the beginning of times, artificial insemination existed because ain't nobody had sex with anybody to create a woman out of a man. They cloned them. They clone them like a plant. When a plant grows, you can cut a certain fig. There's certain ways to cut a certain plant, and then you reclone them. Did I not just say that we can actually train our bodies to get the energy through the sun like a plant? The source that's inside of us, our blood is blue until it bleeds red. It's oxygen that turns our blood into red cells. But while it's in us, it's blue, like the color of water. Make it make sense, right? But it's artificial insemination when there's no sex going on. And it's also called cloning. But since people couldn't explain it back in the day, they explained it the best way they knew. A woman was, brought out of his rib. Well, wouldn't that be a C-section? Maybe the child was grown inside of them. It wasn't in the rib. That's where the incision was at. So let me tell you how big the sin is. Adam and Eve are brothers and sisters, father and daughter. So the sin is already there. And these ingrates go on and eat the damn apple. Is he wanted that woman so bad, and then I came to start to think, really, did he it was a snake and it was an apple. An apple is, and I think I've talked to Virgo about this before. Had this conversation, but now I went into a deeper depth in on veganism and other things. So just stay with me. With the apple is shaped like the womb of a woman, and the snake is shaped as the snake. And so we could have just cloned each other. Humans are such sinners that if I'm right about any of this, God forgive me. They had sex with each other. They wasn't eating no apple. They had sex with each other. Instead of doing it the way God wanted it to do it. So God is looking at his creations like, y'all motherfuckers are real stupid, huh? And throughout time, he has given us chances and chances and chances and chances. We are easily manipulated and swayed through the masses. Yeah, there was a lot of incest going on. Okay. This is what pedophilia and all that shit, it's in us. People are very primal throughout time, through the experiment of humankind, through the ages of time. I really feel like, because dinosaurs, how do we explain dinosaurs? Don't dinosaurs look like demons? Don't they look like fucking demons? If you were to see a dinosaur today live in effect, you're not gonna be like T-Rex. You're gonna think it looks like a fucking demon. Hi, how are you? Um, like a demon, right? And then let's come to speak on that. Dinosaurs, wouldn't that be the reptilian, the shapeshifters? Okay. I don't know, going more in deeper into detail, God forgive me. I'm not like, this is why I don't do church, congregation, everything, because real conspiracies come up and you got to think about it. Now, I'm not calling it a fake or anything like that. I'm just saying that no matter what religion you choose to have, be a good person and try to sway people to do the best things they can do, be the best versions of themselves, and preach what you teach what you preach. Okay, and be honest when you fuck up, because we live in a world full of sinners, and there's nothing wrong with admitting. See, one of the biggest things that they use in religion, to save yourself, you must confess your sins. Why is it so hard for people to confess their sin? They're always trying to hide things in secret. Maybe that's what the biggest sin was with eating that apple, that incest, or they never spoke. They done allowed they try to play God, like God don't watch them, like God is not all knowing, all seeing, or the universe or whatever. They try to play him. And so then God started to see as human liars. They like to lie. They like to lie to him. They trying to hide things so he can see everything. It's and birds are like they have wings like angels. And then we have different types of birds. Some that fly high and some that don't even fly at all. I honestly feel like anyone that's in this earth is in a demonic form, and they try to find themselves as their higher being. As we're here, it's all a test to see we're able to manage into the next realm. And maybe what I'm speaking of right now is too fucking woke for people, because people will reject the idea, but you can't deny that I'm lying about anything. It's just different words, different dialects. We would like to call it double talk. And double talk suggests things without saying it. Double talk is also commercials. Double talk is also the things that come out your mouth and the way that you say it. The gift of gab is one of the biggest double talks that we can have. Okay, it's a different dialect, it's a different tone, it's a different form of swagger. It's teaching the same thing in a different with a different concept. Why do they have more than one different Bible? We have Mormons, we have Catholics, Christians, everyone for the same God, but in different manners. Catholicism, you will believe that being baptized, and then I think Mormons, you can drink soda and stuff like that. But a lot has to do with what you intake into your mouth and the things that come out your mouth and how you confess your sins. And because people, it's hard for people to admit that they ain't shit. I'll be the first one to tell you I ain't shit. At least he ain't shit, but at least I own it. And that's the sin. That's the ego, to act like you're more holy or more better or more worthy when every single person in this world ain't shit. And that's, I think, where maybe did Jesus try to tell God, I can make it here without sinning. And God was like, okay, well, if you can make it here without sinning, you know, I don't know what their negotiation was. And Jesus failed at that because out of everything on there, the only sin I really can think of as far as Jesus was the part where he lashed out at the church. Okay. And then there's also rumors about that he had affairs with the prostitute, and even, and I hate to say it like that, but you know, with this loose woman, I don't know. Maybe she really wasn't, like, people can't judge a prostitute. Maybe that's how she was raised. And once she got with Jesus, Jesus was the only one that she slept with. She was worthy of being forgiven of her sins, just like other people have been worthy of being forgiven for who they really are. They have changed their ways. They have already spoke through their mouth, already endured. Because even the prostitute was the first one to endure the hazing. She was being beat with rocks until Jesus came to save her, or came across and saw her as worthy. Maybe did he see himself in her because he knew it was going to happen to him too, and wanted someone to understood what was about to happen. Yeah. And so well, I'm sitting here trying to make this make it make sense. Okay. um saying confessing your sins, and sometimes, like, even why wouldn't we think that pastors and preachers and people of divination have to do the same? What makes them think that we don't go through the same kind of trials and tribulations that everybody does, and sometimes even far worse, because we get into the level that we have already mastered certain things? I would rather battle temptation with smoking marijuana than battle temptation of pedophilia, or battle temptation of, like, being a serial killer, or you know what I'm saying? I'd rather confess my sins that that's what I'm doing than these other sinister things that I wouldn't even want to have on my conscience. And I sit here and wonder, that is that the reason why God can even forgive these kind of people? Because our ancestors from the very first two that have existed were, they smelled and they reeked of pedophilia because they refused to do cloning. They fell into flesh instead of a safe, positive way of reincarnation. Because just being on earth, being in this realm of hell temptation, that's the point of being here, is being under temptation. This is not for the fucking weak. I'm just saying, even through religion, even through the most high, and even the most holiest, even the most divine that are out here, they have to battle through things. And sometimes they have to be a bad guy to be a good guy. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like that, for example, being a cop. And I'm not talking about the crooked cops. Well, maybe. We're talking about, let's say, a good cop that has a good discernment. okay? A good judge, okay? Or let's take away the good on there. Let's just talk about a judge or a cop or even a mobster or a gangster, right? Just the spirit and entity itself. Sometimes you got to fall into sin to see yourself fall back into grace, because it's just not possible. I have not met, like I said, if I meet someone in this earth that's so fucking perfect in the holy I'm going to say that you're lying, because even Jesus and even the most famous prophets ever that existed in these Bibles, not one of them were perfect. And I honestly feel like maybe he felt some kind of way, Jesus, when he was out there 40 days 40 nights, because and I think he was saying, what did I do to you, my son, or anything like that? Does it erase, or my father, what did I do to you? Does it erase your memory? Do you erase your memory when you come back into this earth for reincarnation? Maybe there was a deal that he could only acknowledge after he passed this test. And he even fell into temptation. He whooped everybody's ass. And ain't nothing wrong with that. All I know is that Jesus has hands, okay? Shit, I ain't mad at Jesus. I would have beat their ass too. If I would have been hanging out with Jesus, I would have whipped that ass too, okay? And if I would have been back there, like remember watching a video of me, I think it was around Passover, and they were just doing like a video or something of me, and someone went there and like went and started whooping everybody with a pan that was trying to come at Jesus. Like, get off of Jesus, we just all sin differently. We're all challenged with different sins. Anyways, I've given you a lot of time, Virgo. I treated you like a talk to me. Um, I'm not trying to stray anybody from religion, because if you're watching this, you're probably enlightened, okay, or you know more. You are probably a very intelligent person. I know probably people want me to gossip and talk about who's cheating and not cheating. No, okay. There's more to life than cheating and doing that. There's some real shit that happens in this world, and it's got a lot more to do than sucking and fucking. Okay. Sometimes we got to talk about the real things from the past and present and the future. Like, come on now. Come on now. We got to understand we live in the evil world I like to call hell. Is there no fucking way that in heaven you can make up some of the shit that happens here? It's an illusion. You don't tell people that you're in hell, because then they freak out. If you were to tell them that you're a demon trying to fight yourself to become an angel again, because you have to pass this test to enter the gates of heaven. But it's a different form that they tell it to you on the Bible. I'm just speaking different dialects, different um double talk. Sometimes demons are there to help you and you don't even fucking know it. Through their demonic acts comes your angelic form. Had Like I said, in order to receive good karma, you must come across demons. You have to accept the hazing, you have to accept the hate, you have to accept the criticism, you have to take things with your chin held up high. Just period, point blank. People don't understand that shit. This is not for the fucking weak. This is for the strong. Enlightened people are very strong people. They're not to be toyed with, but people still fucking do it because they're fucking dumb. No shade to no one that is that stupid enough to think that I will call him that. Because by now, just simply engaging in a conversation like this, or even have made it to as long as the 49 minutes, then you are way more enlightened than other people. Or get ready to wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. And sometimes it's a blessing to others, it's a curse to some people. Because when you know better, you do better, and you know where you're going to be at the end of this. Jesus knew that by the time his death came, he was going to be in an angelic form. He's going to go all the way to heaven. Shit, he had some angel wings on. Like, he flew the fuck away. And speaking on the dinosaurs being with the birds, the dinosaurs didn't have wings, but there were some dinosaurs that did. I feel like from the Middle Earth, it really going into the deepest depth of hell, into the water, where there's a whole different world down there, very primitive. There are ancient beings, hybrids, um, certain entities that live off of flesh. I mean, then we're going to enter into the mermaid conversation. We'll hold that for another day. But I'm gonna leave it at that. As I would say, let it marinate for a while. Okay, don't take it too heart. I'm not saying leave the big book, because as you should. Some of the things that I do read in it, I understand it. I fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? But then there's other things that just don't seem right to me when I understand that anything of this earth can be a fucking illusion. Blessings. Thank you for your time.